just got completely cut off in the middle of my live video. I have no idea what that one's gonna look like. I was talking about I was talking about connection of the consciousness to the super consciousness, which is nothing more than an energetic cloud above humanity. See if you can keep up with that. Why did you start that? Because it started right away with people trying to visualize how to remove energy, put it into a rose, and expel the rose and dissolve it. And when I got there, I realized that there was talking to a bunch of people that don't have a sense of imagination to do such things as called visualization. So I was trying to explain how most of what we do is visualization that can't be seen. When I draw a pinnacle, right, with just my fingers in the air, you can't see it, but I can see it. I can see it now. I can see what I've drawn. I can see that I've created energy into a pinnacle, and I can take this pinnacle that you cannot see, and I can do what I want with it, and which means I will project it, or I will, you know what I mean? What do you do with the pinnacle? That's none of your fucking business. Don't ask me what I do with my magic. Just kidding. All kinds of shit. I shoot them at people. Really? Yeah, for all kinds of reasons. Don't ask. Really? Yeah, always a pinnacle. Which is basically a pentagram, for those that don't know. I'm not throwing coins at these bitches. Anyways, my 2 cents is free. That's what I heard. You can't see it. When I'm reaching out with my fingers, and I am moving my fingers into the sky and connecting with the clouds up there, you cannot see it. You can watch me, and then you can watch the clouds and know something happened, but you cannot see it. Why? Because, first off, you have no imagination. So, therefore, you can't see the unseen. That part of your brain has been turned off, which is turned off by logic. Even now, as in my perfect state of receiving everything, I don't see it. I can only see the synchronicity later that this is when it happened. You can't fully see all of it. And that's especially when it comes to the Palladians. The visions they give me can't come in the vision form. They have to come in a different form of energy. And then it can be, I can process it into visions inside of me. Really? Not through my brain, because I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything to make any images in my brain. It comes from inside. Where? I have a chakra where they pour it in through. It's placed right before, I think I've read one thing called like a thymus. It could be the thymus chakra. I read one thing about that I haven't really read too much more about. But when I heard that, it could be that one. But it's right between my heart and my throat chakra. And I can feel it every time that they do it. That's how I know I'm getting information, because it's not an easy contact. I can feel my spine lock up. I can feel all kinds of shit. And then I can't see nothing. I just know that I'm getting downloaded with information. Something's plugged into me right now. And under the full moon, or when something like this happens, it'll start, under the full moon, they'll fill me up. It's like an x-ray machine, where now I can see what the information that's inside of me. And you'll catch a lot of my really in-depth readings during that time, because it's all making sense. It's flowing, overflowing out of me now. It's been built up in there, and now it's, coming out. So we were talking about that. I don't know how to really, I'm going to continue reading, but without the ability to use your imagination to create in your mind, you're not going to create anything in this world, and that's what I was speaking on. If all you're creating is from your mind, you're creating images of things you've already seen. Me becoming a high priestess, that was nothing that's ever been seen, nothing we've ever heard of, only in these books. I have books with women that run around saying they're high priestesses, and we will truly find out how much of their time they really devote to being a high priestess. And now you've seen what God made me. I had no one to teach me what a high priestess was, but the Spirit himself, God, showed me how to be his high priestess. Right? Becoming a priestess wasn't a terminology, anything that we knew here. And that's what my next title was given to me today, too. I'm a Christian pagan high priestess witch. that teaches the Christ consciousness. From now on, that is the answer. And I don't care if their mind cannot comprehend that. Because that's why it is. Why do you have so many titles? Because I am all of those things. You must understand. I'm all of those things, not limited to one. And without understanding all of those, you don't know who you're speaking with. I'm a Christian, pagan, high priestess witch that teaches the Christ consciousness. I was a Christian before I became a pagan priestess, and by definition I'm a witch, and I use all of this to teach the Christ consciousness using psychoanalysis taught by the ancients. I teach enlightenment in the forms of science using brain repatterning and programming, which also came from this book. Everything I'm given, I give back. Everything I'm taught, I execute. I can't say perfect. I practice, preach, and teach. Everything that God tells me to get, I learn fully. I delve into it. As much as I don't want to learn all of this about the planets, so you're understanding, I'm understanding. I knew from the beginning that this is extremely important. It was just, hard to wrap my head around when I don't want to talk to aliens. I don't want to be part of the Star Wars movement. I wasn't a fan of Star Trek. I make a lot of jokes. I used to make fun of these people. I don't know why I'm becoming one of these people. But these people are God's people, divided by religion, never by God. Science was never divided by it. And that's that one religion that everyone's afraid of. Oh, we can't have Muslims and Jews and Christians and Buddhists and a witch all in the same place at the same time. This sounds like a bad joke. Come sit with us. We're hella funny. We're hella funny, and we don't fight. We just love. That's what our God's taught us, is love. Quiet on the set, right? Why? Why can't we just let him? Why? And that's what they don't want, is that woke. It's all about accepting. They don't want acceptance. They want division. They want the separation, bro. They want segregation. They want things to stay the way they were. Woke people are adaptable. They're agreeable. They're understandable. We don't throw a fit when shit don't go our way. We understand that we were, you know what I mean? We just let it be. I'm not going to continue to read this. This is all about teachings how to use roses to clear your energy. As you can see, I have an enormous stack of them in front of Jesus. But that's not just it. Behind that picture, I have my rose water. Obviously, my daughter brings in new roses. We're always keeping them. Along with onion. I'm always messing with this. I'm always resetting this all the time. You'll hear me playing with these all the time. It's a big deal. Roses are a huge part of healing. What happens when you bring roses to a person? It lights them up. What happens when you walk in a room and there's fresh roses? It lights you up. What happens to your brain when you close your eyes? And everybody does. Why do you close your eyes when you go to smell a rose? What happens in that quick second of darkness? It's funny, me and my rose water. It's like, Mr. Plum is like, oh, rose water, oh. My mom she used to wear that, like, he say something funny? Yeah, bro, yeah. Some psychic or spiritual paths teach techniques like placing mirrors around energy or around other person to having the mirror reflect back the intrusive. Oh, is that what's going on here? Trying to break the energy field? Even if you can get my body to react, I can't consciously connect with you. I realized that with Bobby. I could feel the pull. But then I'd get there and it was like talking to less than my children, bro. My children, I have to stop, especially this one. Amelia, we have to stop the conversation now, because it could go on and on forever and ever, and we could talk about all kinds of shit. She'll stop it, or I'll stop it, because the conversation needs to stop. Whereas this one, you're like, whoa, you know what I mean? You're like digging in the dirt.
CJ?
No. CJ can consciously, he won't reply much, but he can keep up. Where, like, he could never keep up with what I was saying. I was going too fast. I don't like your lengthy messages, your rapid fire lengthy messages. It's like a conscious connection. Like, it don't matter how much I like you, bro, or don't like you, or whatever it is. It's like, I'm gonna find you dull and boring within no time at all, because you're gonna be trying too hard to put on a show. I can't. It's almost like a presentation, like a dance. It's like, let me try to impress you. I don't know. Right here. This is what I said. In other words, if you absorb someone else's fear into your heart chakra and then extract the fear into a rose and send it back, what the person receives back is not fear, but neutralized emotional energy. Right? So I had said earlier, something attacked my heart. I felt this pain in my heart, like a stabbing in my heart. I was eating my ho-ho. And I was like, this isn't me. What the fuck is this? And then I went on to say that I used to be very much in tune with them. I was very in tune. It was terrible to be in tune with so many people at the same time, to be in so many people's energy, or to have so many in yours. I could feel them watching my videos. I could see them in their quiet places. Like, I could see them on couches, on their phones. I could see them in places. Like, I would literally be pulled astrally to like a visual of them. You know what I mean? Some of them would, you know, have my image in their head while they were doing weird things, and I'd be pulled to that moment. We used to be very in tune. You know what I mean? As I was working through the fields, because that's where they are, is in those fields. When I sink down into those fields, I have someone to talk to. Why haven't I talked to you, Marshall? There's nothing to talk about. Do you understand anything I'm talking about? Then you're just nothing more than a fucking fan like everyone else that I'll send my videos to keep you up to date. But in essence, no, there's nothing to talk about. What are we going to talk about? Your life? I'm only here to encourage you to destroy your life and seek the life that God has really truly made for you. None of you are in it. So in the essence, like, you know, whatever. It sounds awful, but consciously, bro, what the fuck are we going to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Something you read in a book? You're going to one-up me? Oh, I read this book. And that's what Bobby said in the beginning, something about Marcus Aurelius, and he was trying to use the reference to, you know, money is king. Of all the things that Marcus Aurelius says, that's what you got out of it. Keep reading, loser. Maybe read another philosopher. Try a different philosophy. I have books and books of people that told you how to think differently. Maybe you should try a different thought process, loser. That's just kind of how it is. What the fuck I'm gonna sit around talking to Kanye about? The kind of shit that comes out of his brain. And that's all you're talking. You're talking from your brain, bro, which is basically your neck. I'm on a heart frequency. A heart frequency. I talk to kids and animals and God. How are you going to talk to an angel? And that's the sad thing. That hit me earlier. I realized that. You were completely connected with a divine being in time. Whether or not we're ever connected again, it's like we met for a moment in time. When it's all said and done, you can tell your grandchildren, I knew her. She was a real angel. I knew her. I met her, and I didn't believe her. She really was real. You really did. Are you going to meet another divine being? Probably not. Why? Because it wasn't... Oh, it was destined. I don't think, you know, the way you played that one. Yeah, that didn't go so well. You and your funky free will. You kind of fucked that one all up. But just going back to it, it's like, you know, you guys have me for a moment in time. A star fell from the sky that's stuck on the planet for a moment in time to do great works and get the fuck out of here. Pretty much. I mean, whatever. Going back to it, yeah, like, we're connected, but not like you, not that way anymore. Not that way anymore. I don't want to sit there and try to figure out what you're thinking. I do that for work. Psychoanalyst. You're a psycho. I don't feel like analyzing you all the time. Oh, you're my own personal pet. No, I don't need codependency getting attached to my work. That was a good one. I don't know. Some psychic spiritual paths teach other stuff. Any practice can cause harm to the other person creates a karmic link between you and the person. There's also a great what are we talking about? Who's fucking with my energy, bro? Somebody's just trying to get in. Keep on knocking. All right. Let's read this all the way through with no interruptions. Don't interrupt me, Holy Spirit. In other words, if you absorb somebody else's fear into your heart chakra and then extract the fear into a rose and send it back, what the person receives back is not fear, but neutralized emotional energy. The person receiving energy back is free to do with the energy as he or she wishes. The person may turn the energy into fear again or choose to use it in any other way. You are freed from the energy in such a gentle way that it should not magnetize any karma with this person. Some psychic blah blah blah. Others may teach you, yep, and then we jump down here. All these type of practices do is engage you in psychic warfare and create karma. Any practice that can use harm to another person involves creating a karmic link between you and that person. There is also a great possibility that you will take on more of the karmic responsibility than the other person will because of your intent to send back harm even greater than the harm that was sent to you. And that's why I don't do return to senders. Because anything that comes, it's magnified by me. And that's why I can't have bad energy and stuff. And that's what happened to them. Son of a bitch. Instead of simply protecting yourself, you are ultimately responsible for not allowing yourself to be dumped on or victimized. So if you have a problem with boundaries, you need to learn about healthy boundaries instead of blaming others for dumping on you and then punishing them for it. This no way negates the other person's responsibility for learning to be harmless. We are all responsible for our impact on one another. That is part of being on the planet where we have agreed to co-create. As I said that, it's like, this is what I do professionally. I'm not going to do it personally. You're not going to trauma dump me. The world does that regularly. I won't. I'm not going to take on a pet. A healing pet. A fucking cheetah pet. That's what that means. This does mean is that you're responsible for removing yourself from harm without harming anyone else in return. Anytime this is possible, using roses can be very effective in ways of taking responsibility in this fashion. It shows you there's an exercise 1 through 15 on how to use them. What are we talking about? Well, it's in my first video, and I don't know how fucked up that video was because I just looked up and it got shut off. Well, that's very interesting. Because before we started this, it was preparing for light work and healthy boundaries. We were in chapter 6, preparing for Palladian light work, self-healing and clearing on page 101. But prior to that was healthy boundaries, and that's where it really starts is, you guys don't have no fucking boundaries. Let me just take a breath. I know it's only 19 minutes on this video, but I already gave the other video like 45 minutes. I'm a little burnt out. And to start with such a heavy teaching of boundaries, it's like you have people abusing your physical space, your workspace, your financial space, your home space, your self-care space. Like, example, why did Wolfman fly out his mother within less than 24 hours of flying out this other girl home? Codependency. Why didn't he go to Mount Machu Picchu or wherever the fuck he said he went with his little mommy? Why didn't he climb the mountain like a man by himself? He needs a companion. He needs someone to hold the camera. He needs someone to tell him how well he did. He needs someone to share that moment with. That's why he's always trying to run to the internet. And I easily can say Russ over here. Russ the Disgust. Which is like he just wants to, you know what I mean? It's not flossing. It's begging for attention. You can't go out to eat without someone because you're too worried about what other people would say. So you'd rather pay for another meal, sit with another person, take on all of their energy because you are incapable of independency. What other things are you incapable of doing by yourself? You can't go out to eat. You can't go to the movies. You can't go to the bar. You can't do that. If you eliminated the things, you know what I mean, stop doing things in couples, what would you do with your life? Is there anything that you do in your life by yourself that brings you joy? Or everything you do, you have to have a groupie. You have to have companionship. You have to have somebody there. Oh, come with me to the store. Why? Why can't you go to the store by yourself? No, it just feels better when someone's with... Exactly. You need someone to make you feel better. Can I remind you that I'm your spiritual psychoanalyst and I'm analyzing your psychotic behaviors? Okay. How come you don't say no to an invite? Because you'd rather be with them than sitting at home by yourself. Correct? Correct? Why is it better to be in company than to be alone? And do they invite you to something you really want to be part of, or you just went to go waste time, energy, and money, and in fact get trauma dumped? Because they're going to tell you about all the shit in their life. This is an extreme abuse of boundaries. You should be able to have lunch by yourself during work. You don't need to sit with the fucking cool kids. You've been hanging out and you don't need company all the time. This is what I'm talking about, boundaries. How you have to answer somebody's call. There's no boundaries. How somebody has too much access to you, your time, your finances, your energy, even your materials. Too much access. So as I said, I can't even start with this because there's so many areas of how you are abusing your own boundaries or not even placing any. And a boundary is a toleration. You'll tolerate anything for the company of anyone. You're too accepting. As we went to that, and it's like, what are you accepting? The very damaging people. You know what I mean? We don't accept that. We're not going to sit, you know what I mean? We're not going to just accept you the way that you are, in the sense of we have to just make an exception for you. Do you understand that? I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you don't. But it goes down to boundaries. It's like, you can't say no. Or, I had to bring my girl. Or, what? Why did you bring your mother? No, it's my mom. What? And that's where it is like we have to make an exception to your lack of boundaries, understanding, professionality, or just sickness. And that's where it is I'm stuck between a hard place right here. It's like, people, you're accepting them is your allowance of the behaviors. You don't put your foot down and tell people no. In any type of way, shape, or form. When somebody gets in front of you, you're the first to apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How many of you do that? Apologize for shit that wasn't even your fault. Just random shit. You bumped into somebody. You cut in front of somebody. You're just all the time sorry. You're just always sorry. It's always your fault. You're sorry. You're sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, we could go real deep with boundaries. And when we start with this, the awakening is you got a lot of people in your energy. You're thinking about them too much. Right? Is that do you need some healing? Is there a reason you're overly focused on this fucking individual? Or is this individual stuck in your fucking energy and you need to clean your energy? You need to get this person off your energy so you're not fucking thinking about them all the time. So you're not haunted by the memory of this person. You carry the energies. And a lot of it is memories. If it's not memories, then what the fuck is on top of you? And that's where you start to learn. Was my heart hurting? Was there something I did to make my heart hurt? No. I can tell when somebody else's energy is on me. And that's when you learn your own body. You know what you feel like. And when you're around other people, how they make you feel. And that's how you learn your feelings. I was feeling really good until that person walked in. And now I don't feel so comfortable here. I'm no longer, I'm rocking my knees. I'm no longer interested. I feel very uptight. It is your responsibility to your boundaries to remove yourself. That is your trigger. Something isn't right. Whether or not it's just this person triggering an unhurt memory, the last thing you wanted to do is come out at this table of a fucking person you never even met. Something's not right. You need to go with that. And that's what I mean is your boundaries. You know, when somebody says something and everybody looks up, but then you look down on the table. What, Warden said you couldn't speak up to this person? Are you going to get hosed or are you going to get put in timeout? What, you can't speak up? That's what I mean, boundaries. People overstep their boundaries. They get too familiar. They say things they think are fucking funny that are low cutting. Don't speak to me like that. Don't say things like that to me. You know what I mean? They're really, and that's it, is you're not going to respect your space until you get everyone out of it. When you fight to get everyone out of your space and just be in your own little space, you won't tolerate it. It's like, I need some space. Oh, no, I need some space. I'm not going to fight you. What that means is this isn't a rejection towards you. This is self-care towards me. This means I need to go back and have my peace. Oh, I don't give you peace? Not right now, you're not. I need some of my own peace, something you can't give me. And they don't like that type of shit. But that's just really it is having respect for your boundaries. You don't even respect your own boundaries. In the essence, you don't. And that goes back to, you know what I mean, like your own projection of yourself. You're not respecting, you know what I mean, your projection of yourself. You're being open. You're an open invitation to bullshit. You're like calling it in. You're like waving at your enemies. You know damn well that bitch don't like you and she talks about you, but you wave at her every time she goes by so that she could talk about you. Shit like that. You're not respecting yourself. So it's one thing on the outside. We have to work on the outside before you can work on the inside. You have to create a boundary before you can even understand when it's being penetrated. And that's it. You need some pushback. And that's where that isolation happens. You know, when you're in the wilderness, as Jesus was, you learned about yourself and your space and your peace. And when you go back into the world, you know how to go back to that place now. And that's what he did. He would retreat and go into his place of prayer. Because that's all he did out there, right? But in the essence, when he had too much, he pulled back. But at the same time, people didn't overstep. You know what I mean? They weren't like, you know, and that's kind of where it is like these artists. They're only going to run at you if they think they can run at you. If they think they can approach you, then they're going to approach you. And it's not about being unapproachable. It's about being direct. It's about, you know what I mean, being honest and open about my boundaries. I'm going to get off the stage right now. Don't nobody come within 3 feet of me and pull your phones out so you could get some pictures. But nobody breaks the 3 feet. You got it? Get your phones ready. Here I come. They heard the rules. They heard the rules. And that's what it is you set the boundary. You tell them what it is. Oh, you can't. I said 3 feet. I'll stop this. I'll stop right now. We'll kick you out. Everybody wants me to come by. You want me to kick you out? 3 feet. Back up. I got other people to see. That's it. You work your way through that fucking crowd. 3 feet. 3 feet. Or you're not going to hear me or see me. Get your phones ready. 3 feet. I'm coming through the crowd. Then everybody knows. Back up. Back up. Back up. That's it. You set the boundary. That's it. They learned. Don't fucking ask me for a cigarette in the fucking morning. Don't fucking come begging at me in the morning. I have nothing to give in the morning. I'm not a giver in the morning. Get away from me. That's it. How many did it take? A long time. When was the last time someone asked you for a cigarette? Long time. How many times did I have to set that boundary? A lot. How many times I gotta teach you this? How many times I gotta teach you this? Forever, bro. They're gonna keep pushing it. They're gonna see if that fence really is electrical. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna shock the shit out of you every time you get too close to that fence, bro. Back the fuck up. Back the fuck up before you get smacked the fuck up. It could mean all different kinds of things. People entitled to go, oh, I'll come with you. I didn't invite you. That's what I mean. It's like, I'm going somewhere. No, I'll come with you. I didn't. I want some space. And then if they get all insecure, and that's your relationship. And you're going to have to work through that. I'm not trying to hurt you. You're looking a bit needy here. I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to be doing. I would just like the enjoyment of some time alone. No, you're cheating on me. You're insecure, and I don't appreciate you accusing me of infidelity when I'm not that type of person. Are you the type of person to cheat as you go to the store? Can I not trust you to go places without wondering if you're cheating? Again, I am your psychoanalyst. I'm not playing these stupid games with you guys. I came from domestic violence and a lot of fucking verbal manipulation along with emotional. You're not convincing me. You're not playing mind games with me. I'm going to do as I fucking please. Whether it pleases you or not. You can either accept me and love me, or you can move on. But you're not going to control me or limit me. And it doesn't, as I say that, I see these cheating men. That's not what that means. Don't even be like that. You're trying to build trust, not break it, bro. You're trying to build trust. Separation needs trust. Marshall never has to worry. I mean, don't get me wrong. I blew him away with the whole fucking Bobby thing. But he doesn't, they don't have to wonder if I'm over here laid up with some dude. Nobody ever is going to expect that, because that's not what I do. And that's where it is, you know what I mean? You build these boundaries and you stand on business. You know what I mean? And that's it. It's like you can't be back and forth, Kanye West. You can't be cool with, okay, now I'll talk to the paparazzi when it's convenient to me. I'll let you all in and everybody come take a picture and I'm your friend. And then the next day you got a fucking attitude and you hate all paparazzi. The paparazzi make you, fuckhead. Papa. Okay. I was going to make a song of it. Okay. Put that away. Marshall, shh. Can't mention his name before it turns into a diss. Diss this. I'm just saying, it's like, you set the standard. But your boundaries, yeah. And it really is, why do you lack boundaries? Because you because of your codependency issues. Really? Yep. Your desire for company is stronger than your desire for self-care. Truthfully, yeah. You need to distance yourself around certain people, and you need to tell people to chill out and that they disrespect you and they overstand their mark with you, but you don't want to rustle no feathers because you might lose somebody or everybody if you were to speak your truth. Muzzled, huh? I don't know. I don't feel like it's good company if they're not good company. If everything they say irritates you. Like, I've told people, I'm not gonna, like, there's this chick here, I don't even know who she is, bro, but the second I met her, I was like, I just go the other way. I just end the conversation. I'm not gonna tell you not to hang out with her. I'm just not gonna be around this chick. What is it? Negative. I don't want to know. I got a vibe. As soon as I see her, my body's like, look at this bitch. Oh, that's my cue to go. Because all I'm gonna do is sit there judging the shit out of this bitch. As soon as my brain says some shit like that, I'm out of there. Why? I don't need to be in the company of fucking this. I don't want to be in the company of this. If I don't see somebody walking up like, oh, this looks good, then no, I don't want to, She's a runner. No, I just remove myself from the situation. Or I tell them to leave. Realistically, no, please. You're invading my space. I was really just trying to enjoy myself. I'm not in the mood to talk. And that's with the headphones come in handy. I'll just, ignore them. Just point to the headphones and ignore them. I'm not talking to you. I'm in my own zone. Is there usually shit? Not always. Not very often, actually. There's not much really running through my headphones. I'm just pointing at them. They're like my earmuffs. Seriously? Yeah, it works. You want to see me do it? Come here. Wait till this song's over. Hey, I'm not lying to him. I'm just pointing at my earphones. That's not a lie. I'm just like, don't talk to me because I have headphones on. It works. That's all I said. I didn't say anything. I could teach you some tricks. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go now. Fuck. What were we talking about? There's 2 different videos. This one we're talking about boundaries. The other one was talking about being awoke in the ascension. Wow, great stuff, huh? Alright, well, we'll figure out how to put these 2 together. Like every part of my life. Tomorrow's Friday. Get ready for your tower and shit. Towers. What? Reality crushers. Maybe tonight. I'm not sure. Hey, later, haters.